Hi everyone, welcome back. So either you're still listening to a podcast, which is an achievement in itself, or you're watching the final part of a video series, or you've just stumbled upon this because you really want to know about Firesprays. Um,
Probably the
the
third one.
Yeah, probably everyone loves the Firespray, best ship in X-wing.
Yeah.
So do you want to give us your thoughts on Firesprays first and competitive mindset because you
Yeah.
play
So
more
the last
tournaments
time
than
I,
me?
well, yeah. So the last time I played in a tournament, a while ago, I actually got knocked out by a list similar to one of the ones that I've written. It was a Boba and Bossk kind of double team,
Yeah.
and I looked at it and went, "Oh, this is weird and therefore easy," and promptly lost.
Did
Um,
Bossk actually do the 5 damage to you? Was it the homing missile Bossk?
no,
No.
it was just. Oh no, wait, yeah, it was.
Yeah.
But I dodged the missiles basically.
Yeah.
But Boba, like he had a loaded up Boba with missiles and bombs and everything. And I thought, well, since we were doing this video, I thought I'll try and get some mileage out of that. So one of the tricks being Lone Wolf on Scum Boba gives you all of the rerolls all of the time, which is great, especially when you're getting blocked off. I was blocking his ship off and screwing his action economy, but he was still re-rolling all of the time.
Yeah.
I don't know that this list, the way I've written it, I don't know if it's massively optimized. But you adaptability Bossk up, so it's the same pilot skill as Boba, and then you can choose who's going first, who's kind of Bossk is party boss, so Zuckuss and Forlom and Dengar.
Yeah.
Who's doing what? It just gives you the flexibility in terms of movement and everything like that. The Firespray does get very expensive very quickly.
Yeah, that's its main problem for me. It's just
Yeah.
the points cost of it now. It wasn't as competitive as the Falcon when it came out, and things have only gotten worse for it.
Yeah.
The baseline package is almost good value when you consider the 10 hit points, 2 agility with an evade.
It's hard to kill.
Yeah, but as soon as you start going beyond the point where you can have 3 ships in a list, a lot of the Scum lists are the Bossk and someone, or Kath and someone.
Yeah.
It starts to
because
get...
the points cost is so close between the Mandalorian, the Mandalorian and the Boba. It's just like, well, I might as well take Boba.
Yeah. I think it was when we were reviewing the Most Wanted set on that Novus, I think I was pretty excited about the PS5. I just generally enjoy PS5 pilots anyway, but
Okay.
PS5 with the EPT, but
Yeah.
there's just not really the scope to make them good and get stuff that's going to win you the game. It's hard. You've got to really have a plan for why you're taking a Firespray. So
Yeah.
Bossk and the Bubble list that you're talking about, it was really popular. I think I played it against it in store championships last year, and I'm not as bad as you. Evidently, I actually beat that one, but
Thanks.
it's okay, man. I built you up, talking
Oh,
about it, and then you
thanks.
tell me you lost to a Firespray. Oh,
Yeah.
but no, I think you've got to approach it. It covers a lot of angles. 'Cause obviously, you want to come at the Firespray from the side, but if Bossk is covering those angles properly, you should never get not shot by anything. But I was running like Y-wings and a lawful rebel, so I was like, shoot me all you want, I'm not going down. You'll die quicker than I will, type thing. So I had a good enough list against it. But as soon as it starts getting shot by more than one thing, that the action economy of not having focus evade, so you need to get the double or have the rerolls from Lone Wolf or something, it really starts to struggle. And if you've got Lone Wolf, you want to take Focus because you can't re-roll the Focus results. So then you're losing out on the evade, and it's just that whole mess of the package doesn't quite work. But
yeah, it's quite different to some of the ships that they've been releasing since then. Not in a sort of power creep sort of a way, but just what it can do compared to what you can do with the stuff that comes out now aren't the same.
yeah, I think
high quality analysis there.
Off camera, we're talking about. Well, I mentioned the U-wing as a good one to compare it to, because base points cost of a Boy Squadron Pathfinder compared to a Bounty Hunter, there's no competition. And fair enough, you're losing out on 2 hull, 6 and 4, isn't it? So you're losing out on
6 and 4.
Yeah, you're losing out on 2 hull points. So if you use the very flawed method of 2 hull upgrades, it's 6 points, but you're still nowhere near the 33 point cost. And fair enough, you've got.
It's 35, isn't it?
No, that's the Scum one I'm talking about, the Bounty Hunter for Imperials.
Oh, sorry.
The cheapest one you can get.
Yeah.
So fair enough, you get an extra point in pilot skill. You get the rear firing arc. You get arguably a better dial. It's basically an X-wing dial, but on a large base.
Yeah.
And it's got lots of stuff it can do, but to make it do them, you end up spending even more points, really.
Yeah.
I think for Blue Squadron, you can. Well, heck, is it 23 points for a Blue Squadron? You can. I'm gonna have to check now. I think so. I think it's 23. U-wing, come on, where are you?
Got it.
Boy Squadron Pathfinder, 23 points, yeah. So for 3 points cheaper, you can have a fire control system gunner U-wing. You can have a buzzsaw U-wing and still be 2 points cheaper. And fair enough, you can't shoot out of the rear, but you can do a 0 stop and turn around.
Which is better. I think quite a lot of the time when I started playing to begin with, when I was cutting my teeth, I got caught out by Firesprays quite a lot, because your general assumption is I'll go past you and it'll be fine, and then we'll re-engage in a minute. And I think also that's where I fell down when I lost earlier in the autumn. But so there is some value to the auxiliary arc.
Oh, definitely.
But I can't. Even when you compare like most of the other large base ships in either the Scum faction, I just don't know what it doesn't kind of. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, like you've got to. Like I said earlier, you have to have a plan with it. You really need to. The one that catches people out is the one bank in the direction and away from the fight, which really opens up that rear arc. That's a massive move. If you want to use a Firespray, put it on the table and look where that one bank away from crap will actually put your arc, and you will catch, well, I'd say 90% of people out with it, even now, because people don't see them on the table. But I don't think it's quite there competitively without a specific plan. Like certain Kath builds. Did you have a Kath build, or do you want me to?
The one that I cooked up earlier is a Quadjumper with Intel Agent and Spacetug Tractor Array, because shenanigans. Kath with Predator, Tractor Beam, and Ketsu, and then a party bus. So Zuckuss, Forlom, Dengar on a Trandoshan Slaver. With feedback array. So that comes in at 97. And I was trying to leverage Kath's rear arc ability, which is there. Yeah, so the auxiliary firing arc thing.
Yeah.
Trying to get that to stack with the tractor array or stack with Ketsu and the tractor beam cannon, just for a bit of fun, really. But even in that list, so that's a really I've not put many points on Kath there, but she's still 43 points.
So I've got a 45-point Kath build. I wouldn't mind trying.
Yeah.
I was going to look at Kath with the new 4-point EPT. When you're not stressed, is it?
It's like you change. Yeah, it's like
when you're not stressed, you change all your focus up to
it?
expertise. Yeah. It's not on my squad builder at the moment for some reason, so I just threw expose in because it's the same number of points. But expertise and then a K4. So it lets me take my evade as my action to guarantee to evade one hit. 2 dice might generate a second evade. So it gives her a little bit of survivability. You can always take that focus token for defense as well, but much for muchness. And then you've got hopefully fully modified attacks every round, and she's only 45 points. So
that's not bad.
The other one, I think you can get it down a little bit cheaper, putting Tail Gunner on there, but I think
you.
Go on, you.
Well, I was just going to say, when I saw that card, it just screamed Kath Scarlet on Firespray to me. Like, so that card has been made for the Firespray, specifically Kath.
I think the problem with that is it's like the old Rhymer rabbit hole. You can go to, not necessarily points wise in this one, but play style on the table with Tail Gunner. That expertise Tail Gunner build's only 44 points, which is pretty offensive if you can make it work. You can take your target lock on offense. You've got Tail Gunner, you've got extra dice, but you're really telegraphing how you're going to play this ship. So I don't know.
And it's counterintuitive as well, because you almost want to be reversing towards your opponent, or you need to
like I said, that one bank you don't need to cater. I think that's the biggest mistake I've seen people make, and they do it with backdraft as well. The Special Forces Ty, who adds a crit to his rear shots, they'll signals or K-turn into someone, leaving themselves stressed, so no defense. It's like, oh yeah, I get a shot which doesn't have modifiers now because I stressed myself to do it. It's like, no, you've got to play it patient, they'll fly past you. It's okay, let it happen, don't try and force it.
Yeah, that's the kind of way you need to do it. I think you're right.
So that Kath Scarlet is, I think, the best Firespray. I think Boba can be played around. If Boba was PS9 and the same points, I would be fighting for Boba's corner a lot harder. But PS8...
Yeah, PS8. I mean, you can put adaptability on there, but then you're losing the EPT, aren't you?
Yeah.
So
it's just a shame.
Yeah.
But no, it's fine. It doesn't make me sad, but when I saw Imperial Bubba, I really wanted him to be PS9, just so you could do the Fett Navigator stuff and still have some offense.
Yeah.
But I think the Fettigator build is long since demised.
It's definitely not really. I haven't seen it on the table in a while.
You never played? Have you actually ever played against it?
I played against it once or twice, and I just
did it out
and I think the guy had boost as well.
Yeah, if it's got engine, normally you do, but if it out PSs you, it's like, oh, why this isn't actually playing X-wing. He just gets to do whatever he wants.
Where you want to.
But
yeah.
You come along and go, oh, I'm actually sorry, mate. I'm 1 PS higher than you, and it's like, oh, sad times. What a waste of like 50 points.
Yeah. I was using generics, and it just stomped me. Like, just kind of, no, I don't want to be there. Oh.
Yeah, I've changed my mind. I think what I'm actually going to do is not get shot at all of this game. So
just all right.
So the list that I was going to go through was the old triple bounty hunter list, and I say I own 3 Firesprays, so it is something I've played with and against.
And so that's that 3 Imperial Firesprays.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I think there is going to be scope. I'm just putting finishing touches on the list now, but you can do what is essentially the Upsilon class shuttle and 2 bounty hunters. So
with the thing that allows you to deploy really far forwards.
Yeah. You can do a PS3 Lieutenant Dormits.
Dormits.
Yeah.
You are a terrible person.
Don't know what you mean. Because then you can point your fire sprays, facing away from people, and so I might try that list. Well, and that'll mean I'll get to use my bounty hunter in his bounty hunter color scheme.
Yeah. Yeah.
You've got 3 points. I'd probably look at some of the tech for the shuttles, or in fact, it's not like the new crew that lets you, when someone misses, you can place focus tokens and stuff.
Yes.
Yeah, systems officer, I want to say. Something like that.
Yeah.
Where's he gone?
Excuse me, you could put Baze on one of them, because he's excellent and should be used whenever possible.
Oh, can't find
that
it.
good. But...
You could do Vader on the shuttle. Use
Just
your 4 attack dice. Target lock, you've got coordinate. It's all good.
Yeah. I mean, you've got how many points?
There you go. That's actually not a bad idea. Having coordinate on this shuttle now lets those 2 bounty hunters get the focus evade.
Okay. Yeah.
It's starting to.
Yeah.
It's not as bad as a list as I thought. There you go.
No.
Imperial
together
Firesprays.
Live to you right now.
Yeah.
Right this second.
Yeah. Normally, I actually think about this stuff for at least 2 minutes before I make a video.
Yeah, it's not the worst idea. It'd be funny. I don't know, but then you're shoving 2 bounty hunters straight down somebody's throat, and they probably can't deal with them straight away.
Oh, but it's 10 hit points.
Yeah, it's 10 hit points. They're not going to be able to...
behind focus evade.
Yeah. Yeah, so it's not the worst thing in the world.
There you go. That's it. Done. Reinforced deflectors can be a sensor slot. So if someone starts trying to focus down your shuttle because it's only got 1 agility, you can regenerate a shield. Like, whoop-de-doo.
Yeah, you don't want to
don't do that, people. Don't do that one. But I think there's probably with crew slots is where you want to look at filling something. 3 points worth of Imperial crew. You've got a bit of value in there. You could even go... if you're throwing those bounty hunters down someone's throat, you could go
Mara.
I wasn't thinking Mara, more of tactical jammer, so that your shuttle gets 2 agility as well.
Alright, okay. Yeah.
Yeah, tactical jammer on one of it. It's only 1 point. Leaves you 2 points for something. Fire control system, maybe.
Yeah. Because then they'll be caught. If they go past you, they're caught in between. Betwixt in between, aren't they?
Yeah. Rocking a hard place. Oh, we're even coming up with list names and everything.
Yeah.
Frying pan and fire.
Seems like a really strong one that you should take to regionals.
Yeah, you said I'm not the one who lost to Firesprays, mate. Come on. In fact, at regionals, when I took Whisper, Mara Jade, and the Inquisitor, all at PS9, I only managed to
Mara Jade.
So, not Mara Jade. Juno Eclipse.
Oh yeah.
Sorry. It was basically Mara Jade, from a different video game series. So, those who don't know, Juno Eclipse is the pilot of Star Killer, the protagonist in the Force Unleashed games. See, learn something new every day. Or reaffirm something.
So you took those 3 to
regionals. I travelled like 7 hours with an overnight stay the night before and the night after, and took that list. And I had Kath Scarlet, Imperial Kath, bang to rights. I had Juno and the Inquisitor both to shoot at her. Juno was at range 1, and the Inquisitor was obviously at range 1. And she had like 2 hit points left, and I didn't kill her. So I'd reduced her to 1 hit point. I committed Whisper into taking her out, and he then clipped a debris cloud, critted himself, so he died, leaving my Whisper with no shot, and his Kenkirk, his Kenkirk managed to get 3 hits at range 3 with a crit, which I blanked out of my 3 dice, and then it was a direct hit and killed Whisper.
Excellent.
So I had to take on a Palpatine Kenkirk with Juno and the Inquisitor. I think I managed to make that a modified win.
Oh wow!
But then I couldn't make the cut because I had a modified instead of a regular win.
So what you're saying is the Firespray stopped you getting a full win?
Yes.
Yeah, okay.
Definitely not my awesome dice that definitely don't hate me.
Yeah.
I don't know how you feel like adding in a crit range 1 with Juno and an Inquisitor shot can't take the last. It didn't have an evade. Can't take the last 2 hits off the Kath Scarlet. Oh, sad times.
Yeah.
And he dies to the debris.
Not that you're bitter.
It's just funny. Like, you can't not laugh at that. Oh dear. So yeah, Imperial Kath Scarlet is overpowered. Definitely.
Yeah, that's what you should take away from this video or podcast.
Yeah. So back to actual list, you should field Kenkirk Palpatine and an Imperial Firespray probably isn't the way to go, although it was a tough nut to crack. I think Rebel Captive and Palpatine was on Kenkirk, and then obviously
good combo.
Yeah, and Imperial Kath is the one that stresses you if you cancel crits, and she had a Mangler.
Right, okay.
So it was all like stress control Imperials.
Yeah, that's pretty fun.
So it was fine. But yeah, definitely an interesting one, but just as competitive as all of the other Firespray lists that we're talking about.
Yeah.
Apart from the new Bounty Hunter Upsilon All Penis.
Yeah, that's the new meta. I actually quite like that. I've been trying to figure out what to do. This is way off piste. What to do with Dormits in terms of what would be a fun thing to shove down people's throats. Yeah. And 2 Firesprays isn't the worst one that I've thought of.
No. The other good one, good choices for that, just while we're on the subject, things like Captain Oaken is another good one. What you want me to ram you turn 1? Done. Sold.
Yeah. The old classic Alpha Strike.
Yeah.
And I think that's what using the Firesprays like that would give you, is that if they run past you, because the thing where you struggle with in the Dormits, or I can see it being weak, is if they just run past you to get to the shuttle, because you're so out of formation. If you've got additional arcs, so turrets or whatever, or your auxiliary arc from your Firespray, you're not going to be in as worse shape, because you will still get shots.
The other thing I would say is, if you play the Dormits list, you should get better than your opponent at how it impacts a rule of 11.
Yeah.
So anything like that where you're having to do a K turn and stuff like that, you can get to a point where you can throw the bounty hunters into a K turn, and still do it quite safely, because you should be more experienced at it, because not many people are going to see this on the table, so you have that surprise element, but make sure you work on more than one trick, because if you do well with it, you'll play them again in the cut.
Yeah.
So, I don't know. Have you got any more Firespray lists that people should definitely try, whether it be fun or the new meta?
Not off the top of my head. I really like out of the two that I've sort of thrown together for the video, I really like the one that I'd probably try at Warlords. Sorry, my local club weekend Warlords would be name drop.
Okay.
Would be the Quadjumper, Firespray, and 666 one.
Yeah.
Because I think it's the one that I would be better at flying, but also I think it's the one that's more. I think it's the one that's more fun, and I also think, partially because of the Quadjumper, it's the one that has more potential to do nasty things with double tractor beam tokens and then Ketsu, and then slamming kind of,
anything.
Just anything onto them. The only thing I might, kind of looking at it now, I'd be tempted to put maybe put a Mangler cannon on the 666. I don't know. Drop feedback array. I don't know.
Well, feedback's always nice because when you need to do 1 damage, it's I find it helps me a lot against like defenders and stuff like that, because defenders normally struggle to break off from the fight once it's started because they're so quick but K-turny. So if you can get damage through onto them, normally they're left with like 1 or 2 hull, and then having that no-fly zone from a large base ship covers quite a bit of space. So yeah, and I think we'll wrap the X-Wing part of the show there. If you're watching on YouTube, that's basically the end of this video. If you're listening to a podcast, there's a very good chance that we're going to move on to some Blood Bowl talk next. I know Luke's been enjoying some Blood Bowl, put some videos up on his YouTube channel. It was asking for criticism, not feedback, just criticism.
I was. Yeah, well, the first time time-lapsing a Blood Bowl game. I got some helpful feedback. I'll save that for later. But yeah, hopefully let us know what you think of the repaints. Have you repainted your Firespray? Or what are you particularly... how would you run a double Firespray and Dormits list at Regionals this coming season?
Yeah, so definitely let us know whose Firespray is the best between Luke's and mine. I'm going to cover up both of our faces now.
Oh.
No one can see you pointing. Okay. I'll just show the tops of our heads so people can see our awesome hairstyles. One slightly less grey.
Slightly less grey? Excuse me.
What are you trying to say? How insulting, sir.
I have realised that my hair is particularly pointy towards the front today.
Yeah. It's okay.
So I'm having to go down, like I'm having to crouch to get the whole of my hair started.
Yeah, I just crop the top off anyway so you look stupid.
Oh, okay, cool.
Can't have anyone showing me up with a non-grey hair. Alright guys.
Are we still forcing people to watch this?
Yep, still. I'm going to close the show now. Anyone who stayed this far, you deserve a prize, but you have to watch one of the other videos to figure out how to win them. Thanks a lot, and see you again soon.
Bye.